Hello, dear students. Today I'm going to prepare a video about term extraction, and this is our next lecture from terminology and documentation. Firstly, we'll try to understand what is term extraction, what are the purposes of term extraction, and also the methods of researching terms, methods of doing implementing this extraction process. Let's remember what is term extraction. Term extraction is you extract terms from the text, you try to define them and try to find sources or regions of these terms, and you should be sure, you should make sure that these terms are really and they can be used as a term. To define this validity and to define that, yes, they are real terms, we should pay attention to some rules. These rules and these ways can be implemented in two forms, monolingual term extraction and bilingual term extraction. If we find that this term is used only in one specific field, this is not a common and ordinary word. This refers to only one specific form, one specific field of, let's say, science. It means this is term. But if you find explanation, usage of this term in one language, in the same language, you give just definitions, it means this is monolingual term extraction. So it means you found that, yes, you think that this is term. You give definition, not translation, remember, not translation. You give definition, you find origin, you try to define its source and usage, with which phrases, in which phrases, phraseological, let's say, expressions it's used. The same, all this happen in the same language. This means that you have done monolingual term extraction. And vice versa, if you have found all this information, data, and by translating into target language, you give comparison of terms, you give comparison of languages, it means you have implemented bilingual term extraction. So term extraction happens in both ways, and these both ways are valid for finding or for explaining, for carrying out term research. And approaches of term extraction can be in three ways. First approach, and mostly the way of defining that the word is real term, is linguistic approach. What does it mean, linguistic? You pay attention that your word can be identified by its usage, by linguistic importance. If you see that this word is used mostly by scholars, by scientists, experts in specific field of science, it means that this is highly important in terms of linguistics. And here the word, specific and certain words, are defined as a term because of linguistics point of view. What does it mean, linguistic point of view? For example, this information, specific knowledge, new ideas, concepts that are discovered by scientists can be conveyed with the help of these words. The notion is labeled thanks to this word. It means that linguistics gained new term. Another way, another approach of this term extraction is statistical. Statistical term extraction means that you find the frequency usage, you find the number of times, how much times your words have been used. If you found frequency of that word, and if you found that the articles, books used this word, certain word, as a term several times, the number of times, this is called statistical term extraction. It means you pay attention to the frequency, pay attention to the statistical information. It means that you should, let's say, consider only the numbers as important point while defining your term. And the last hybrid approach, hybrid method of defining terms, means you pay attention at the same time linguistic point of view, and at the same time you try to define its usage, the number of usage in books, in articles, in websites, and you combine these two methods in hybrid approach. With the help of hybrid approach, we can learn more information. Of course, if you combine two approaches, you can get additional data about both statistical and linguistic information. Of course, this is more productive. I hope that this is clear for you. And during our video lesson, also we'll try to discuss this point to make it much clearer for you. Okay, in case you have questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.